Soccer 605, we're visiting with Tom Hilsendeger, who is the state referee assigner and also is in charge of the referee assignments here at the state high school tournament. How have things been going from the referee perspective, Tom?
Things have been going very, very good. We've got a good bunch of people here from all over the state. It's been going very well.
I've noticed there are referees from all over the state. That's really nice to have, isn't it?
It's very good. We strive to get representation from every place, and we've got it.
And that's great. You know, there are a few things I wanted to ask you about. We mentioned yesterday. I've been hearing on the sidelines quite a few of the fans, a coach, player asking for a handball call periodically. Can you explain a little bit about the handball call and the fact that perhaps they don't have to always call that?
Well, you know, every year, you know, U.S. Soccer comes and they give us directives and they give us points of emphasis. And it seems like every year the points of emphasis include too many handballs are being called. I mean, they want a handball to be called if it's a hand to the ball, not when the ball hits somebody's hand, not when it's unintentional. And so they say too many handballs are being called. And frankly, for the referees, a lot of times it's easier to call it because they're going to get less dissent if they call a handball that shouldn't be called than if they don't call it. It takes courage not to call it sometimes. And so, you know, that's what U.S. Soccer says. There's too many handballs being called, call fewer. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Well, and I heard a referee once say that his job in the middle of the field was to give the kids the best game they could have, let the game flow for itself and not interject yourself into the game too much.
Yep, be anonymous, be invisible, don't call anything you don't have to, let the game happen.
And that's good. And obviously we have some courageous refs because I've been hearing a lot of sideline calls for handballs. Yeah. Another thing that happened in a game that I was watching yesterday, and some people were questioning it, there's an injury. The goalkeeper had the ball in her hands, and the referee stopped play to take care of the injury and get the injured player off the field. At the restart of play, it was a free kick instead of giving the ball back to the goalkeeper in her hands. Can you explain that?
Well, the difference between, in U.S. Soccer or USSF rules we've been playing up until this year, anytime there's an injury and you stop play, it's going to be a drop ball. Well, good mechanics from the referee would say drop the ball to the keeper and let the goalkeeper pick it up, which is great. Now that we're under National Federation rules state that if a team is in possession of the ball when you stop play, that team gets an indirect free kick. And so in that case, the goalkeeper's injured, the restart's going to be an indirect free kick for that keeper's team. So that's the correct call.
And we need to distinguish between the National Federation of High School Associations and the U.S. Soccer Federation, right?
Correct, yes, correct. Because there is some small differences, and that's one of them.
And what are some of the other differences out there that people might notice?
You're going to notice, I mean, there's substitution rules that are different, some throw-in things. I mean, there's not large things, small things that what happens is people see them, they say, that's not right. And we get questions. I mean, that was where a lot of the issues that came in this year were just questions about procedural things that really didn't affect the game. And it's just about learning, and referees have to learn just as the coaches and the players do too. And so the referees were learning some of those things, and it's just all procedural things. It's nothing big.
And so one area that we can rely on that both agree on is if the hole of the ball crosses the line, it's out of play, right?
That is correct.
Or if the hole of the ball crosses the goal line, it's a goal, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so we've got some areas to agree on that we don't have to worry about changing. How's the tournament been going in terms of referee work? Are we seeing a lot of fouls out there? What are we seeing?
You know, it's actually been very calm. I mean, nobody's had any big issues yet. I know it's getting a little bit feisty today. We've had a couple red cards. You know, players are getting a little bit more fired up. We're getting to the semifinal rounds. But as far as the referees go, I mean, it's business as usual. It's been good.
Well, you know, as long as you're letting those U14 girls play in this tournament, you're going to have some red cards, right?
Yeah, the U14 girls are the ones, yeah.
Well, it's been a great tournament from what we're seeing. The referees are doing a good job controlling the games and letting the kids play. And that may be something else a little new for people. I'm seeing referees. We have a lot more referees now that also coach or ref college. And it seems like they're very conscious of the transition between high school and college, but letting the kids play a little more.
Yeah, and they do let them play more, and they understand the letting the game flow is as important as, you know, it's not about knowing the rules and calling every infraction you see. It's about knowing the rules and knowing when not to call things also.
Well, they're doing a great job. Thanks a lot for taking some time to visit with us, Tom, and best of luck to you and the ref crew for the rest of the tournament.
Yep, thank you for being here and doing this.